because our family had these vegetable and fruit markets early on, everything always revolved around a lot of fresh fruits and a lot of fresh vegetables. So when we ate breakfast in the morning, we always had fruit. Always something wonderful. Now, here's one of my favorites that I remember is grapefruits. And of course, pink grapefruits to me are the king of grapefruits. Let's just take a look and see how our French toast is going. I'm just going to flip this over. You can see it's browning nicely. So my mother always had this, this bent knife that was the grapefruit knife. They sell them now that they're actually bent, but this one was bent, and somebody obviously took this and just shaped it the right way for the grapefruit. And you know, this again is something that's probably 40 years old. Yes, we can buy a nice grapefruit knife now, but you know what? I like my old one better, actually. It just brings back memories of when my mom was making me the grapefruit in the morning. And she would painstakingly cut this grapefruit. And this wasn't the only thing. I mean, we would have this and we would have cereal, and even the cereal always had to have fruit in it. So she would simply cut the grapefruit in half, straight across. And of course, if there were any little pits in it, she would take the pits out immediately, because she always made everything easy for everybody else. It was always about, not that my mother was subservient, just a loving, caring type of preparation that I'll always remember. And then she meticulously carved out the whole inside, every single segment of that grapefruit. And I hope you don't think that I'm talking about my mom like she's no longer here, because she's alive and well. I'm very lucky to have both parents alive and well. My dad's turning 80 in another week, and this is a man who's gone through all kinds of health problems. So for him to turn 80, we had him written off in 1975 when he first got lung cancer. And in those days, it was, you know, I remember him saying goodbye to me. This is it, I'm having surgery, but I'll be gone in a short period of time. And here he is, he's going to be 80. Anyway, my mom used to take this grapefruit, and she would gently insert this, this crooked bent knife and slide it all the way in, and she would start to cut all the way around the grapefruit. And then after making a complete revolution and basically separating the entire mass, you can see this whole thing moving, of flesh, she again would take a paring knife and meticulously cut between every membrane, every single one. And I'm not going to go all the way around, I'm just cutting a few. But, you know, imagine doing this for 3 children in the morning, and then serving us something else, perhaps an egg or a bowl of cereal or a bit of oatmeal. So she would take this, she'd put it into a bowl. She would always have like a strawberry or something. And I guess this is one of the reasons why I'm so into food. My mom wasn't a gourmet cook by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, here would come this beautiful grapefruit, and she'd put a strawberry on top or something, you know, another piece of fruit. I think my oatmeal is just about done here. Jumping from thing to thing, but in my house we always had plenty to eat and always a wonderful variety. Here's our fresh oatmeal. Now with the oatmeal, Mom would always put some brown sugar on it, a little bit of honey, and either a little milk or half and half, or sometimes even a little heavy cream. I'll just put a little bit of milk on this. And then she always sprinkled some sugar on the grapefruit. I'm actually using a little bit of granulated brown sugar that they sell under the name of brownulated sugar. So here's our perfect little grapefruit. And then we would sit and we would just pluck out these little pieces of grapefruit. And how wonderful was this to have your mom taking care of, actually I'll leave this right here so we can see that nicely. So we have our oatmeal. Now our French toast, we would put some butter, and I wouldn't put anything else on it really. My brother used to put some syrup on it. I believe my sister liked a little bit of honey on it. I actually just liked it with a little bit of butter. And again, Mom would always put some other little slice of fruit or something. I have another strawberry, so maybe I'll put another little strawberry on this. How about we make it like my sister liked? We'll put a little bit of honey on this one. Just a little drizzle down the side. I think that's my stove flexing from the heat. You gotta be ready for anything and not be nervous when you hear little noises in the kitchen. Get one more strawberry and we'll just cut some little slices in that. And just fan it out a little bit. After cutting slices straight down in the strawberry, we just give it a little squeeze and it kind of fans out. It makes a perfect little presentation. So here you have your French toast. It's okay, it's a piece of French toast. Then you put your little strawberry on it and suddenly it has a whole different level of presentation. And that was a lot of the caring that I remember seeing when my mom cooked breakfast. She was always very careful to attend to every little detail. And again, she was far from subservient as much as we felt the love in the air. Whenever Mom was doing something, it was just a very loving experience, just making some room and moving some stuff around so we can look at some other things that we have going on here. Another favorite, not only for breakfast, but for dessert, Mom would take cantaloupe, and I always remember having wonderful, wonderful cantaloupe as a kid. And she would slice the cantaloupe in half, and then we would clean out the, I'm just going to borrow this spoon from the grapefruit. She would clean out the cantaloupe and get all the seeds out. And this is a pretty large one with a pretty small seed pocket, which is nice because you're getting a lot of meat from the cantaloupe. She would fill the cantaloupe with scoops of ice cream, and we would just have that in a bowl and eat that for dessert, and it was delicious, delicious. So, you know, here's this wonderful fruit and ice cream combination, which added a little bit more of a healthy twist on just serving simple ice cream. And she'd fill it with ice cream, and we would scoop out sections of the cantaloupe with the ice cream, and it was wonderful. So I've taken off a little bit differently on that and incorporated it with a breakfast idea, similar to something else she used to do. Like I said, anytime we had just plain just plain cereal, my mother used to put fruit in it. And oftentimes it would be pieces of cantaloupe, pieces of honeydew, fresh peaches, nectarines, pieces of oranges, anything we had that was nice and fresh. So I'm doing something similar, but I'm adding the cereal right into the cantaloupe like she did for the dessert part.